be minus 100, which gives us plus. Now, but in same direction, we just put our 100 because why? It's positive. Minus times plus, if you have minus plus 100 gives you minus 100. So you see left with minus 100. But if you're minus minus, if you're opposite direction, it will now change to 130 plus 100. Now, 130 minus 100 gives you 30 kilometer per hour. So it means that option A was correct. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be showing you possible Jamb physics questions from various topics in the Jamb syllabus, exposing you to a variety of question styles. And one unique thing you're going to get from this video is that you not only get the correct answers to these questions, but you also get my shortcut methods to solving these questions faster in the hall and not failing any mark. Alright, so just stay glued to the end and let us get started. Alright, so the question will be showing on your screen. All you have to do is to read the question. If you want to write, you can write it down. You can just write out the calculations. Anyhow you want to do is just make sure you get your notes by you and jot down important points. Alright, so the first question will be showing on your screen. I'll read from here. It says 1000 identical drops of oil of density 500 kilogram per meter cube. So let's write it. The density is usually represented with rho. You can write it as D anyway. So density 500 kilogram per meter cube has a total mass. So the mass, let's write total mass of 5 times 10 raised to power minus 4 kilogram. One of the drops form a thin area of 0.5 meters square. So one of the drops, so I'm going to write area of 1 equals to 0.5 meters square. The thickness of, so thickness, we're looking for thickness of the film is dash. Now, when you see questions like this in the exam hall, what do you do? You say the thickness of the film. So you say one of the drops form a thin film. So you're talking about one of the drops. One of the drops form a thin film of area 0.5 meters square on water. So it means we are looking for the thickness of one of the drops. Now, how do you look for what's thickness? Thickness simply means depth. Thickness means depth. And we have a relationship in physics. That's why you must know how to connect different. I purposely selected this as my first question to show you how to answer Jamb question. Okay, all right. So the first thing we need to know, they gave us density, they gave us mass. What's the formula for density? I like representing with a rho. This symbol is known as rho. So density equals to mass over volume. Mass over volume. Now, what we are looking for is thickness, and they gave us area. So there's no volume here now. We have mass and density. What do we do next? As a scientist, know that volume equals to area times height. Area times height. Yes, the volume of a substance equals to area times height. Now that area can give you maybe length times length or length times breadth, depending on the shape you are talking about. So volume equals to length times breadth, maybe times height. Yes. So volume is area times height. We have area now. I'm using this height. Now, what do I even use height? Thickness. I told you thickness equal to depth. Thickness equal to depth. So what is depth? Depth is vertical distance below a surface and is measured in meters. Just like height is measured in meters. And I told you thickness is equal to depth. It means that thickness is measured in meters. It's the vertical height above a surface. So it's also height. So what do we do now? It means this place, we can replace H here now with thickness. So we have mass equal to area times thickness. We can just represent that H. anyhow you like. Now you see we have done something very important. We have been able to bring thickness, area and mass that they gave us in this question into the formula of density. This is the formula for density, mass over volume. You see an important relation I just gave you. Now they say the thickness of the film. I remember the question said one of the drops form a thin film. Well, we are talking about just one of the drops. And at the beginning, he said 1,000 identical drops. He said 1,000 identical drops of oil of density 500 kilogram meter cube. Now, per meter cube, rather. So, this is the density of one of oil. And they told us that the total mass for 1,000. So, this mass is for 1,000 identical drops. But we are now looking for the thickness of one drop one drop that forms a thin film. It means that we have to look for the mass of one. Now, how do you look for the mass of one? The mass of one is 5 times 10 raised to power minus 4. Just make sure you are following. So divided by 1,000 to look for the mass of one. So that is 5 times 10 raised to power minus 4 divided by 10 to the power 3. If you bring 3 up, you're going to get 5 times 10 raised to power minus 7. That's minus 4 minus 3 gives you minus 7 from indices. So the mass for 1 is now minus 7. Now we can quickly now solve this question. So what do we do? If you cross multiply, you're going to get density times area times thickness equal to mass. Now if you make thickness obvious, you're going to get thickness equal to mass over density times area. Now, what is the mass for one drop? It's 5 times 10 raised to power minus 7. I hope you can see it from there. Divided by what's the density for oil? The density for oil is 500. 500. Now, what is the area? The area is 0.5 meter square. That's the area for one drop. It was said in the question, one of the drops form a thin film of area. If they told us the area for the total 1,000 drops, we have divided by 1,000. But here they said one of the drops. So it means the area for one drop is 0.5. Now quickly turning into index form, we're going to get 5 times 10 raised to power minus 7. Then we have 5 times 10 raised to power 2. Then 5 times 10 raised to power minus 1. If you take all the 5s, you're going to get 5 times 10 raised to power minus 7 divided by 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So just write 25 times 10 raised to power 2 minus 1. Yeah, will give you 1. You want to leave everything in index form. So what do you get now? You have 5 divided by 25. 5 divided by 25, you push into your calculator, it's going to give you 5. I want to teach you how to solve 0.2. So 5 divided by 25 is 0.2. So what do you have now? You have 0.2 times 10 raised to power minus 7. If you bring this 1 up, you're going to get minus 1. Just leave your answer in index form in case you cannot do it on calculator. Because some of you now, if you do this on calculator, you may now be confused. But if you don't still understand this, try it on the calculator. The Jamb exam has a calculator. So you have 0.2 times 10 raised to power minus 8. Now, if you look at your option, it was left as 2 times something or 3 times something. So what do you do? 2 times 10, 0.2 means 2 times 10 raised to power minus 1. Now, times 10 raised to power minus 8, you're going to get 2 times 10 raised to power minus 9. So you see, our correct answer should be option A. 2 times 10 raised to power minus 9 meters is the thickness for one oil film. See the way I just solved them? If you're solving, you can be very fast. I just want to just show you how it's done. You change everything to index form, and you are good to go. You collect like terms, then all the terms in base 10, you take them together from the denominator, then you take them with the denominator and numerator. When you are taking the denominator to the top, it's going to change to negative. Like you're going to have, if it's minus 1, it's going to become plus 1. If it's 1 that's plus 1, it's going to become minus 1 when it's going up from the laws of indices. Just learn the laws of indices and you're good to go. All right, so that's the first question. Let's quickly examine the second question. It says two objects, one having 3 times the mass of the other, are dropped at the same time from a tall building. When they are above the ground, the two objects will have the same A, momentum, B, kinetic energy, C, potential energy, and D, acceleration. So the correct answer is acceleration. Why is the correct answer acceleration? From your understanding of physics, you should know that acceleration due to gravity is constant at a location. So since these two objects are dropped at a certain place from a certain point, it means the acceleration due to gravity is the same. This motion is due to gravity. We call it free fall. So they are dropped. So it means the acceleration is same no matter the mass. You know, some people be like they have different mass. No matter the mass of the object, as long as they are dropped from the same point, they will fall to the ground at the same time because they have same acceleration. Hope you understand. So the correct answer here is acceleration. They cannot have the same momentum. Why? Because one has a greater mass. Momentum is mass times velocity. They cannot have same kinetic energy because kinetic energy is half mass times velocity square. So it means mass will increase because one of them has greater mass. Then potential energy can also be the same, mgh, because mass of one of them is greater than the other. Hope you understand. So it cannot be same, but acceleration is same. That is g, usually written as 10 or 9.8. Hope you understand. The next question here says, which of the following physical quantities is a scalar quantity? Now, this is a Jamb 2024 question. The first option here says electric field intensity, and that's very, very wrong. It's a vector quantity. All intensities are vector quantities. So when you have magnetic field intensity, is a vector quantity. Electric field intensity is a vector quantity rather. So magnetic flux is a vector quantity. Please take note. It's a vector quantity. I think there's a textbook that wrongly represented it as a scalar quantity. Is a vector quantity. Electric potential is a scalar quantity. So all potentials are scalar quantities. Please take note. All potentials are scalar quantity. Then gravitational field is a vector quantity. All fields are vector quantities. Magnetic field, electric field, they are all vector quantities. So our correct answer is option C, electric potential. Let's quickly go on to the next one. It says a block is at rest. Just make sure you are jotting down important points and writing them somewhere. A block is at rest on an inclined plane along the horizontal. The forces that act on the block are, this is a Jamb 2023 question. Along the horizontal, the forces that act on the block is or are A, mg sin theta, mg cos theta, C, at equilibrium, D, F net equals to mg cos theta plus R, E, none. Now, I did a video on friction on an inclined plane. Go and watch that video. It's on this channel. So I'll place it in the description, or you can just go to the channel and just look for the physics playlist and watch it. Let me quickly show you something. Although go and watch that video to get the concept. So, because I explained everything about the inclined plane there. So this is an inclined plane, and we have the weight acting downwards here. So this is the weight. Now, the realization of the weight can be in two forms. Yeah. So if we place our theta here, which is same thing as here, so it can be in two forms, along the plane or down the plane. Sorry, along the plane or perpendicular to the plane. So this is perpendicular to the plane. So along the plane, the relation of the weight along the plane is W sin theta. Then the relation along down perpendicular to the plane is W cos theta. I explained how this thing came about. This W sin theta and W cos theta came about. So you can go and watch the video. So that's the relation of weight along the plane. So please just take note. That's mg sin theta. That's option A is correct. So the next question says, when drops of methylated spirit is applied to our body, it normally feels colder because the methylated spirit A easily evaporates. Okay, let's see. B, extract its latent heat of vaporization from the body. Okay. C, evaporate without boiling. Okay. D, extract its latent heat of vaporization to the body. Now, this question is trying to test if you understand some physics concepts. So let's pick one of those liquids that evaporate quickly. But that's not the answer here. That's not the answer. Because he said, there's a statement they made there. He said it normally feels colder. So why does it feel colder? Like why does your skin feel colder? They don't ask you whether it evaporates easily or not. So that's why you must be very technical when answering Jamb question. That's the reason for this video, to show you how to answer Jamb question. So why does your body feel colder? It's not because it evaporates easily that makes your body feel colder. Your body feels colder because it extracts its latent heat of vaporization. So there's an hidden heat that is required for it to change to vapor state, which it extracts from your body. So your body now becomes cold because it has extracted it from your body. What do you get? So that's the correct answer. The option D is wrong because the question says to the body. No, it extracts the latent heat of vaporization from your body, not to. So always we look at the terms that's used in the option. So option D is wrong now. Don't go and pick option D in the exam out of rush. So always read the option. So the sixth question says that which of the following statements are not true about the spring balance and the chemical balance? Number one, it says both are used to measure the mass of an object. Two, either of them may be used to measure the weight of an object. Okay. The spring balance works on the principle of Hooke's law, while the chemical balance works on the principle of moment. Okay. A change in gravity changes the reading of the spring balance, but not that of a chemical balance. Now, first thing you need to know is what is a spring balance. A spring balance is used to measure weight. So it's we use this balance to measure weight, while a chemical balance is used to measure mass. Now let's examine the question. The options. So the first one says both are used to measure the mass of an object. So that means it's automatically wrong. So let's note they said which of the following are not true. So let's write it out. So one is wrong. I've already told you that spring balance measures weight, spring weight, while chemical balance measures mass. Now, it says number two says either of them may be used to measure the weight of an object. So it means two is wrong also. Let's see how many of them are wrong. All right. Then the spring balance works on the principle of Hooke's law. Now, the spring balance measures weight. Now, this spring balance works on the principle of Hooke's law that states that force is directly proportional to extension. So it is correct. So that first sentence is correct. The other one says while the chemical balance works on the principle of moment. Yes, that statement is very, very correct. The chemical balance works on the principle of moments. So please take note. Then the fourth one says a change in gravity changes the reading of a spring balance, but not that of a chemical balance. Now, is that statement correct? Let's see. A change in gravity changes the reading of a spring balance. Now, take note that mass is constant while weight is not constant. Now, why is weight not constant? Weight equal to mg. Now, weight depends on gravity. So the gravity, like the value of the acceleration due to gravity at a certain place, determine the weight of that body. So it's not constant. Unlike mass is constant. If you weigh 2 kg on Earth, if you go to space, you still weigh 2 kg. Yeah. But if you weigh 20 newtons on the Earth surface, if you go to another part of the Earth, you may not weigh 20 newtons. Why? Because, for instance, at point A, the acceleration due to gravity is 10. So your mass is 2 kg. So at this point, your weight is 20 because 2 times 10, 20. But if you go to point B and the acceleration due to gravity is 8, your mass is 2 times 8. So your weight is 2 times 8, which gives you 16 newton. So you depend on gravity. Now let's examine that question. Say a change in gravity changes the reading of a spring balance. What does spring balance measure? It measures weight. So it means that statement is correct. But it does not change it that of a chemical balance because mass is always constant. So it means that our only incorrect options there were option 1 and 2. So that means option A was correct. Option A was correct. So let's quickly move to the next question. It says at 4 degrees Celsius, the volume of a fixed mass of water is dash A constant, minimum, 0, maximum. So at 4 degrees Celsius, there's what we call anomalous expansion. At 4 degrees Celsius, volume is minimum, while density is maximum. Please take note. That means Option B is correct because density is minimum. So that is known as the anomalous expansion, the unusual behavior of water between 0 degree and 4 degrees Celsius. So please take note. Now let's quickly on. The next question says a heating coil rated at 1000 watts. What is watts? Power is measured in watts, so it means we have power. Watts is used to boil off. The mass that was boiled off was 0.5 kg. Now the time taken to boil off the water is dash. We are looking for time taken, and they gave us specific latent heat of vaporization as 2.3 times 10 raised to the power 6. Now what do you do in such questions? Please take note that the relationship between specific latent heat of vaporization and quantity of heat is H equals to ml, while the relationship between quantity of heat and specific heat capacity is H equals to mc theta. So please take note. So it means I'm going to be using H equals to ml here. Now, and you say we should look for time. Now, you'll be like, how do I do this now? You said quantity of heat energy is related to latent heat of vaporization with H equals to ml. So where does time come in? Remember that from our physics, we know that power equals to energy or work done over time. Power equals to energy or work done over time. If you now cross multiply, you're going to get energy equals to power times time. Now, heat energy is also a form of energy. So we can simply say that replace heat there with PT equals to ml. So please take note. PT equals to ml because heat energy equal to power times time. So from there, let's now solve the question. So T equals to, what is mass? 0.5 times 2.3 times 10 to the power 6. 10 to the power 6 divided by, what is power? Power is 1000. So from there you have T equals to, if you punch this on your calculator, what do you get? 0.5. So quickly don't do that. 0.5 times 2.3 gives you 1.15. So 1.15, 0.5 times 2.3 is 1.15. Then I'm left with my 10 raised to the power 6 over 10 raised to the power 3. So if I bring my 10 raised to the power 3 over, I'm going to get 1.15 times 6 minus 3 gives you 3. So I should have option D. Yeah, option D is correct. 1.15 times 10 raised to the power 3 seconds. So see the way I did it? I first multiplied these two guys. Then I leave my 10 raised to the power 6 and change this one to index form 2. I think I did that in the first question. So you can go back and say I did it. So that option D is correct there. Now the next question says a person feels colder under a rotating fan because the fan A lowers the room temperature, B increases the rate of evaporation from the skin, C reduces the relative humidity in the room, D blows a cooler air on the skin. Now the correct option is B. Before I even explain that, we will be like, why is option A wrong? Lowers the room temperature. You can the temperature of the room may be 100 degrees Celsius. Room temperature is 25 degrees. Yeah. So the temperature of the room may be 100 degrees Celsius, and you now bring a fan. Does that mean that the temperature must surely go below 25 degrees? No. No. It says the person feels cooler under a rotating fan because the room may still be hot, depending on how heated that room is. So it does not necessarily lower the room below the room temperature. Please take note. It just reduces the temperature of the room. That's just the best statement. If I said it lowers the temperature of the room, correct. Room temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. So it means option A is wrong. Now the next option, option B, increases the rate of evaporation. Very correct. It increases the rate of evaporation of sweat from your skin because of the rotating fan. So it increases the rate. So sweat is easily lost from your skin. Then the next one, reduces the relative humidity in the room. That's wrong. Blows a cooler air on the screen. That's wrong. That makes option B correct in this question. Then the next question says two cars moving in the same direction have speeds of 100 km/h, and 130 km/h. What is the velocity of the faster car as measured by an observer in the slower car? So this kind of question, we use what we call relative velocity. It's what we call relative velocity. What is relative velocity? Velocity, let's say EL. Relative velocity means A minus B. So the velocity of A with respect to B is going to be velocity of A minus velocity of B. Now, this question, they say two cars moving in the same direction have speeds of 100 km/h and 130 km/h. Now, the question said relative velocity of what velocity of the faster car as measured by an observer in a slower car. So it's trying to tell us that the faster car. So let's say this gives us VAB. So V equals to VA minus B. Now it means that the faster car, I say the faster car with relation so we said the faster car in relation to the slower car. So it means I'm going to say VA is faster car here. Now what is the velocity of faster car? We have 130 equals to 130 minus what is the velocity of the slower car? 100. So it's faster car, velocity of A with respect to B. So that in this question, they say the faster car with respect to slower car. So we're going to say the faster car is A, while the slower car is B. Now, why is it just minus 100? Because they said us in the same direction. But if it were in opposite direction, it's going to be minus 100, which gives us plus. Now, but in same direction, we just put our 100 because y is positive. Minus times plus, if you have minus plus 100 gives you minus 100. So you see left with minus 100. But if you're minus, if you're opposite direction, it will now change to 130 plus 100. Now, 130 minus 100 gives you 30 km/h. So it means that option A was correct. That question is just on relative velocity. It's not difficult. You'll be like, which kind of question is this one again? So the next question says, a satellite in circular orbit has constant dash. And before I answer this question, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. I know you are enjoying the video. Please share to your friends that are writing the Jamb exam also. Let them also get exposed to these questions and not fail them. Because these are likely questions. These are Jamb standard questions. It's not advanced questions. So these are questions you may likely share in your exam. And the concept, the way I'm explaining the questions, like it's the concept I'm bringing out. So I'm explaining to vast knowledge, like I'm giving you ideas on the topic. So we may not necessarily answer some questions. For instance, now it was same direction we did here. In your exam, it not give you opposite direction. You can answer opposite direction now from the way I explained it. So please share to your friends that are writing the Jamb exam. And don't forget to like this video so you can also reach more persons. Like this video and subscribe to this channel. So let's continue to our question. It says a satellite in circular orbit has constant dash. It has constant A, speed, velocity, acceleration, momentum. Please take note that in circular orbit the speed is constant. In circular motion the speed is constant, but velocity is changing because of direction. In circular motion the speed is constant, so that makes option A correct. Velocity is changing. Now, speed and velocity have the same magnitude, but one is specified with direction, the other one is not specified with direction because one is a scalar quantity, one is a vector quantity. So velocity has direction, so it's not constant. If you look at the circular orbit, the direction is changing at intervals. So it means the velocity is not constant. But speed is constant because speed does not have direction. So you just only measure the magnitude. So speed is constant, velocity is not constant. Please take note. Now, number 12 says a stone of mass mkg is held h meters above the floor for 50 seconds. The work done in joules over this period is dash. They give us some options there. Now, please take note that when you hold something on a I'll be standing, maybe I stand at this point now. I'm not doing any work. I may be holding this phone, but not doing any work because there is no change in position. There's no change in position. So this stone is held above the floor. No matter if they say 50 seconds, sometimes they won't add. There's some crazy exams where we add different things. You not be like, let me start solving. No. Always critically analyze the question. It says it's held above the floor. So it means there's no work done. What is work? Work is force times distance, force times distance in the direction of the force. So if there is no distance, there is no force. Please take note. Now it means the work done is 0 joules. All right, let's continue. Question 13 says a bus traveling at 50 over 3 meter per second accelerates uniformly at 5 meter per second square. Calculate its velocity after 2 minutes. Now, what do you do when you see questions like this? You say traveling at 50. So initial velocity is 50 over 3 meters per second. Then acceleration uniformly, acceleration is 5 meter per second square. Now, calculate its velocity after 2 minutes. So we're looking for final velocity. What is the time? 2 minutes. Now, there are different equations of motion. If you look at this question very well, it means you can just simply use the first equation of motion, u plus at. So, the different equation of motion, always look at the parameters you are given and which one to use. Now, we can use the v equals to u plus at here and get our answer. But before doing that, please always change your units. You see, this second acceleration is in seconds, velocity is in seconds, distance was in meter and everything. So we have to change this guy to seconds. Now, how do you change to seconds? 1 minute equals to 60 seconds. So 1 minute gives us 60 seconds. So I'm going to multiply the 2 times 60 to give us seconds. So we're going to get 120 seconds. 1 minute gives us 60 seconds. 1 hour gives us 60 minutes, and so what we get. So if you want to change from hour to minutes, you multiply times 60. You want to change from minutes to seconds, you multiply by 60. And if you want to change from hour to seconds, what do you do? 60 times 60. So let's quickly solve the question. I'm going to get v equals to u is what? 50 over 3 plus a is what? A is 5 times, what is time? Time is 120. So we're going to get v equals to 50 divided by 3 will give you what? So let's first leave that 50 over 3 plus, okay, I don't think the question was left in fraction form, the options, so we are going to simplify that. Times 120 is what? 600. Then I'm going to get v equals to 550 divided by 3 should give you what? 50 divided by 3, 16.67. So we're going to get 16.67 plus 600, which gives you 616.67 meters per second. So this is the final velocity. I think that should be option A. Option A is correct. Option A. So you see how we solved it. Very simple. Just write out the parameters and know the equation of motion to use. Now let's quickly go on to the next question. Question 14. It says a magnetic field is said to exist at a point if a force is dash A deflected at the point, B exerted on a stationary charge at the point, C exerted on a moving charge at the point, D strengthened at the point. The correct option is exerted on a moving charge at a point. So magnetic field is experienced when the force and either the force or the charge is moving. So it cannot be stationary. So the charge must be moving. Please take note. So let's go to number 15. It says in a uniform electric field, the magnitude of the force on a charge of 0.2 coulombs is 4 Newton. Calculate the electric field intensity. Now, what is electric field intensity? Electric field intensity equals to force over charge. Now, let's quickly solve it. Force is what? 4 Newtons divided by 0.2. So just learn this formula, electric field intensity. So 4 divided by 0.2 should give you 20 Newton coulombs minus 1. So that's option C is correct. Option C is correct. Please just take note. Let's go to number 16. Should be shown on your screen. It says the parts of a bar magnet at which the magnetic field is strongest are called dash. A, magnetic declinations, B, magnetic poles, C, magnetic meridians, and D, angle of dip. The answer is magnetic poles. So from magnetic field, you know that the points at which the magnetic field is felt is known as the poles of the magnet. So option B is correct. Now let's go to number 17. It says the which of the following pairs of light rays show the widest separation in the spectrum of white light. So the spectrum of white light, we have Roy beef in the spectrum of white light. Now it says which of them shows the widest separation of so it says which of them shows the widest separation. So the first one says indigo and violet, blue and red, green and yellow, orange and red. So indigo and violet, they are close to each other, so it's not separated. Blue and red, so this blue, this red, this blue. Then we have green and yellow, they are close to each other, so they are not separated. Then we have orange and red, they are close to each other. So these ones show the widest separation in the spectrum. So we have our correct option is option B, blue and red. And next question says a resistance wire of length 2 meter and of uniform cross-sectional area 5 times 10 minus 7 has a resistance of 2.2 ohms. Calculate its resistivity. Now, what is resistivity? Let's quickly just run that. So resistivity, first of all, you need to know that resistance equals to resistivity times length over area. So this is the connection between resistance and resistivity. So from there, if you cross multiply, you're going to get RA equals to resistivity. So this sign is represented, used to represent resistivity. So if you make resistivity solve the formula, you're going to get RA divided by L. Now let's quickly solve it. Don't need to waste time. RA is what? Resistance is 2.2 ohms as given in the question. Then area is 5 times 10 to the power minus 7, 5 times 10 raised to the power minus 7. Then what is the length? The length is 2 meters. So let's quickly do that. 2.2 times 5, 2.2 times 5, 2.2 times 5 gives you 11. Then 11 divided by 2 gives you 5.5. So we have 5.5 times 10 raised to the power minus 7. So that means option B is correct. So you see, this is the relationship between resistivity and resistance. So please just take note in case you didn't know. Now the next question says the half-life of a radioactive element is 5 seconds. Calculate its decay constant. The half-life is 5 seconds. Calculate its decay constant. Let's quickly run it here. So what is the connection between half-life and decay constant? So the half-life and decay constant, they are related with 0.693 divided by decay constant. So this decay constant and this half-life. Now they say look for decay constant. So what do? Same thing. If you bring it, so just say 0.693 divided by half-life. So this half-life. Now let's quickly do it. So you're going to get 0.693 divided by what is half-life? 5 seconds. So you're going to get decay constant gives you 0.693 divided by 5 gives you 0.693 divided by 5, 0.1386 seconds. So that's option B. It's 0.139 per second. Why is it per second? Because half-life is under. So per second. So option D is correct. Then the next question says a sheet of paper is placed in the path of the following radiation: alpha particles, beta particles, gamma rays. Which of the following will pass through the sheet of paper? Now please take note that alpha rays can be shielded with sheets of paper. So it means alpha rays will not pass through. Only beta rays and gamma particles will be able to pass through the sheet of paper. Only 2 and 3 is correct. So that means option D is the right option. So please take note. Now the next question says steel is more suitable for permanent magnet than iron because the former, is always taking note of the word former or latter. So the former is dash. A is easily demagnetized by shaking vigorously. That's wrong. That's steel. Steel cannot be demagnetized easily. B is an alloy of many metals. That's not the reason why it's a permanent magnet. No. C, it is easily magnetized by alternating current through one cycle. Now, please, this for iron. So that's why I always say take note of the word former. So you may think maybe they're talking about iron. You're not going to pick this. Iron are easily magnetized and demagnetized. So that is correct for iron. Then option D retains magnetism more than iron. Yes, steel is a permanent magnet because it retains its magnetism. It's not easily magnetized and demagnetized unlike iron. That makes option C for iron. Then option D is correct for steel. So they said steel is more suitable for permanent magnet than iron because the former, we're talking about steel is the former. So steel retains magnetism more than iron is correct. Option D is the right option. Then now question 22 says the force on a current carrying conductor is greatest when the dash. Now force on a current carrying conductor is given as F equals to B I L sine theta. Now sine theta, please take note that when there is 90 degree, it gives you 1. So when it's 90 degree here, so we're going to get F equals to B I L. So it's maximum when the angle is at right angle. It's at 90 degree. From this formula, this is the formula for force on a current carrying conductor. Please take note, BI sin theta. So it's maximum. So it, option where is parallel? Parallel cannot be correct. Option C, because when you put 0, sine 0 is 0, so everything will be 0. So it's wrong. If you put sine 60 now, it's going to give you a reduced figure because sine 60 is root 3 over 2. That's 0.866. So the figure is going to be reduced. But this guy, sine 90 is 1. So it's going to give you a greater figure. Hope you understand. So it is when the conductor is placed at right angle to the field that the force on a current conductor, the force on a current carrying conductor is greatest. Please take note. Now, question number 23 says that the Zener diode is used for dash. The Zener diode is used for voltage regulation. Please take note. I purposely added the question. Question 24 says the net charge on the atom is 0 because the net charge of the atom is 0 because the number of electrons is equal to the number of protons. Now, the total charge of the electrons is equal to the total charge of protons. Electron is negative. Then this guy is positive. So if you minus plus plus will give you 0. So if you have minus 1 plus 1 equals to 0. Now, so the charge on the electron is 0 because of the different signs, the different charges that both of them have. Now, the neutron is the older subatomic particle, but it is neutral, so that's why it's not involved in this calculation. So it is 0. The neutron is 0, so it's not involved. So it's the charge of the electron, which is negative, and the charge of the proton, which is positive. Both of them, when you add both of them, they cancel out to give you 0. So that's why the charge of the atom is 0, and that makes option B the correct option. Now, question 25 says two capacitors of 6 microfarad and 8 microfarad are connected in series. What additional capacitance must be connected in series with this combination to give a total of 3 microfarad? So we have the first one, 6 microfarad. C1. C2 is 8 microfarad. Now we're looking for the third one that will be connected to them. Now the total is 3 microfarad. Now what do you do in such scenario? Remember that in series, how is the capacitance in series like? So it's C total 1 C1 plus 1 C2 plus 1 C3. So this is what we're looking for, what we connected to them. So we have the total capacitance, that's 1 over 3 equals to 1 over C1 is 6, then 1 over C2, what C2 8, then plus 1 over C3. This is how to calculate total capacitance in series. Please take note. Why for parallel, CT equals to C1 plus C2 plus C3. Now, 1 over 3 equals to 1 over 6 plus 1 over 8 plus 1 over 3. Now, if you bring like terms, so we're going to be left with 1 over C3 equals to 1 over 3. If this guy cross here, it's going to become minus 1 over 6 minus 1 over 8. So we are going to leave it like that. Now, we are looking for C3. What do you do next? When you have something like this? What do you do next? You take the LCM. What's the LCM of 3, 6, and 8? What's the LCM of 3, 6, and 8? So the first thing, 2 can go. So we have 3. 2 cannot go in 3. So we have 3 back. So 2 in 6 is 3. 2 in 8 is 4. The next thing, 2 can still go. 2 in 3 cannot go. 2 in 4, 2. 2 can still go. So 2 in 3 cannot go. 2 in 3, 2 into 1. Now 3 in, so we don't have 2, nothing can divide by 2 again. So the next one is 3. So 3 in 3, 1. 3 in 3, 1. We have our 1. So it means our lowest common multiples will be 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, which gives you 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 3, 24. So our LCM here is going to be 24. So we're going to write out our 24. Then what do you now do? 24 divided by 3 gives you 8. 24 divided by 6 gives you 4. 24 divided by 8 gives you 3. So you have 8 minus 4 minus 3. 8 minus 4 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. So you are left with 1 over 24. Now we have 1 over, please always take note of this thing. Don't go and rush and pick the options. But here they didn't even give you any confusing option. So you have 1 over C3 equals to 1 over 24. We are looking for C3 and not 1 over C3. So what do? C3 equals to 24. And just invert it. C3 over 1 equals to 24 over 1. So our option C was correct. Option C was correct. 24 microfarad is the correct answer. Now the next question says, in an electrolysis experiment, a cathode of mass 5 gram is found to weigh 5.0. So the mass later weigh, final mass is 5.01 gram. After a current is 5 amperes. Then time is 50 seconds. What is the electrochemical equivalent of the deposited substance? Remember from our first law of electrolysis, we have M is directly proportional to charge, and charge is IT. So M is directly proportional to IT. If we want to remove the proportionality sign, we bring our constant, and our constant here is known as the electrochemical equivalent, which is Z there. So we're looking for Z in this question. So what do? Make Z your form. We're going to get M divided by IT, which gives us, what is the mass? Now please take note, or maybe just rush and go and use 5. You see the mass deposited. M in this formula is the mass deposited. Please take note. It's not just mass. So what do now? We have to look for the mass deposited. What's the mass deposited? The mass deposited is the mass of the cathode after electrolysis minus the mass before electrolysis. That's 5.01 minus 5. So that is 0.01. So we have 0.01 divided by, what is current? Current is 5. What is time? Time is 50. So we have Z equals to 0.01 divided by 250. 5 times 50 should give you 250. So quickly punch that on your calculator. So you should have 0.01 divided by 250, which gives you 4 times 10 raised to power minus 5. So I think I'm seeing option A there. 4 times 10 raised to power minus 5. That's 0.0012345 1, 2, 3, 4. Option A was correct. 0.0004 gram per coulombs. Now, number 27 says a man standing 300 meters away from the wall sounds a whistle. The echo from the wall reaches a 1.8 second later. Calculate the velocity of sound in air. Now, for echo, just take note that velocity of sound in air for echo is 2x over t. Now, they say look for the velocity of sound in air. What do? To normal motion is v equals to x over t, distance over time. But here it is 2x over t. Please take note. Then the distance they gave us is 300 meters. So we have 300 divided by, what is the velocity? So time is 1.8 seconds. So if you do it now, 2 times 300, it should be 600. Then 600 divided by 1.8, that gives you 333.3 meter per second. See, it's very, very simple. Just know the formula and you are good to go. This is a very popular question. So 3.3 meter per second is our correct answer. Option D is correct. Now let's quickly move to the next question. Let's not waste time. Number 28 says 22,000 joules of heat is required to raise the temperature of 1.5 kg of paraffin from 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. Calculate the specific heat capacity of paraffin. I already gave us the formula for specific capacity, which is H equals to mc theta. Now, what do we do? So this theta is actually change in temperature. Please take note. Now, what do we do? Make C your formula. We're going to get H divided by M change in temperature. Now, what is the heat given in this formula? In this question, we have 22,000 joules. Now, what is the mass? The mass is 1.5. And what is the change in temperature? Change in temperature is 30 minus 20, which gives you 10. So we have 20,000. So if 0 cancel out 0, so we're going to be left with 2,200 divided by 1.5. That is 1466.67. 1466.67. So 1466.67. I think that should be option A. So option A is correct there. So just know the formula for specific capacity relating heat energy and specific latent heat relating heat energy. We did that one previously. Now the next question says a thermometer records 680 millimeter of mercury at steam point and 440 millimeter of mercury at ice point. Please always read the question very well. The temperature it records at 380 millimeter of mercury is dash. Now, to solve questions like this, always draw out your scale. So this is the steam point, that's the upper fixed temperature and the lower fixed temperature, and this is the temperature you are looking for. Now, what do? You say it records 680 as steam point, so let's write 680 here. 680. Now, at ice point it's 440. 440. Now, the temperature it records as 380. The temperature at 380. So we're looking for this temperature. So what do you do now? You're going to say theta. This is the temperature you're looking for. And what is the temperature at ice point? At ice point, that's the lower temperature. The temperature at ice point in Celsius scale is 0 degree. While the temperature at the upper fixed point or the steam point, so upper fixed point or steam point, is 100 degrees Celsius. So this one is lower fixed point or ice point, where ice is formed. Steam is formed at 100 degrees, ice is formed at 0 degrees. So we are looking for this temperature now. So what do we do? We have to relate them. So the way we solve questions like this, that we do at the bottom, we are going to have 680 as the upper fixed point minus the lower fixed point, 440. Then the midpoint, 380 minus the lower fixed point, 440. Then on this side, same thing, we're going to have 100 minus 0. Then we have theta minus 0. So what do? Quickly punch on your calculator. 380 minus 440 should give you a negative figure. 440 gives you minus 60. Then minus 60 divided by 680 minus 440. 680 minus 440. We're going to get 240. 240. Then we have theta minus 0 gives you theta. 100 minus 0 gives you 100. Now I want to cross multiply. You're going to get theta equal to 100 minus 60. Don't be afraid of the negative sign. 100 minus 60. So we have minus 6,000 divided by 240. That should be 4 something. So 6,000 divided by 240 gives you 25. So we have theta equals to minus 25 degrees Celsius. Now, is that in the options? Okay, yeah, option A is correct. Option A is correct. So please always write it out well. Upper fixed point, lower fixed point, upper fixed point, or lower fixed point. Then the temperature you're looking for will be related on the second side. So you're going to have temperature you're looking for minus lower fixed point, upper fixed point, minus lower fixed point, and you are good to go. So it's a very, very simple question. how I say, when you see negative sign, don't just throw away the negative sign. Our answer is minus 25 here. Yes, there's also 25 in the option, so please be very careful. Now, number 30 says the advantages of the thermoelectric thermometer include the following characteristics, except that it, one, can measure rapidly changing temperature, very correct. B, can measure high and low temperature, very correct. C, can measure high and low temperature almost at a point, very correct, because it's very sensitive. Now, option D says it's fairly sensitive, that's wrong. The thermoelectric thermometer is very sensitive. It can measure can measure temperature at the point. Can measure high degree of temperature, low degree of temperature. So option D is wrong. It's only that the gas thermometer is more sensitive than the thermoelectric thermometer. But we are measuring very high temperature or very low temperature. The thermoelectric thermometer can suffice for it. Hope you get. So option D is the incorrect statement there, making that is correct. Yeah. So it's the incorrect statement because it said except. Alright, so number 31 says a wave that travels through stretched string is known as a mechanical wave. Why? Because mechanical waves require material medium, but electromagnetic waves don't require material medium. So option A is wrong, option B is wrong. Microwave is an electromagnetic wave. Why D is wrong also, A is wrong. So our correct answer is option C, mechanical wave. Now question 32 says that a man standing 200 meters away from the wall sounds a whistle. The echo from the wall reaches him 2 seconds later. Calculate the velocity of sound in air. I think we have done a question on echo. So let's quickly just do it. V equals to 2x over t. So what was given as the distance here? 200. Then what is the time? 2 seconds. So what do you do? 2 seconds. So you have 2, we cancel 2. So you are left with automatically 200 meters per second. So you see, this questions on echo is actually very simple. So just know the relation. So option A was correct. Now let's quickly move. Number 33, it says which of the following electromagnetic wave is least energetic? Now which of them is least energetic? So we have different electromagnetic waves. We have the gamma ray, the X-ray, we have the ultraviolet ray, we have the visible light, we have the infrared ray, we have the microwave, and we have the radio wave. So in this order, the energy reduces in this order and increases in this order. So the energy reduces downward and increases upward. So the question says which of them has least. So if you look at it very well, it's the infrared ray that is at the bottom in this question. So this order is reducing energy and reducing frequency, but increasing wavelength. So radio wave has the greatest wavelength, but has the least frequency and energy. So please take note. So the correct option is option A, infrared ray. So please take note that this is the electromagnetic waves. Just learn them. Gazo, Verma. So just learn them like that. Now, what's the next question? It says a ray of light strikes a plane mirror at an angle of incidence of 35 degrees Celsius. If the mirror is rotated through 10 degrees Celsius, through what angle is the reflected ray rotated? Please take note that when there's rotation of mirror, the mirror is rotated at 2 theta. A question, they said the angle is rotated through 10 degrees. Now, what does that mean? It means that 2 times 10 gives you 20 degrees. When you rotate a mirror, the angle through which the reflected ray is rotated is 2 theta. Please take note, it's 2 theta. Now, option D is correct. Now, the next question says, if the volume of a fixed mass of gas is kept constant, the pressure of the gas is dash, inversely proportional to its centigrade temperature. Very wrong. It's directly proportional to its temperature. Now, it's inversely proportional to its absolute temperature. Very wrong. It's directly proportional. Option C is directly proportional to its centigrade temperature. Okay. Option D is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. Now, take note that when we are talking about the gas laws, we use the absolute temperature scale, and the absolute temperature scale is measured in kelvins. Please take note, and not centigrade or Celsius. Not centigrade or Celsius. Is measured in kelvins. That goes to say that the pressure of a fixed mass of gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature in kelvins when the volume is kept constant. So that statement is known as the pressure law. but in physics they call it the Gay-Lussac's law. So, but it's actually the Prejo's law or Montin's law. So that is option D is correct. Then number 36, the pair of physical quantities consisting of vectors only are dash. The pair of physical quantities consisting of vectors only are dash. A, momentum and power. Momentum is a vector quantity. Power is a scalar quantity. Please take note. Then we have velocity and distance. Velocity is a vector quantity. Distance is a scalar quantity. So please take note. Then we have displacement and torque. Now, displacement is a vector quantity, yes. Distance measured in direction. Then torque is also a vector quantity. So I think that should be our correct option. Then option D, acceleration and speed. Acceleration is a vector quantity, yes, and speed is a scalar quantity. I think I said at the beginning of this video, speed is a scalar quantity, while velocity is a vector quantity. Distance is a scalar quantity, displacement is a vector quantity. Then torque is a vector quantity, while work and power, they are scalar quantity. So option C is correct. Now number 37 quickly. Say a palmful dropped to the ground from the top of a tree 45 meter tall. How long does it take to reach the ground? Now it drops to the ground, so it means at this point u equals to 0. It dropped to the ground, which is from a tree that is 45 meter tall. Now the equation of motions, we have v equals to u plus at. Obviously you cannot use this guy here. Then we have s equals to ut plus half at square. So we may be able to use this guy. Then we have v square equals to u square plus 2as. Okay, but we don't have velocity, so we cannot use it. Then we have s equals to u plus v over 2t. So obviously we cannot use this guy, and this guy because of velocity was not given. Final velocity was not given. So it's how long does it take to reach the ground? So we are going to use this guy. Define this equation to give a free fall equation. You're going to get s equal to u t, or not even s, h equals to ut plus half gt squared. Acceleration is g. So what are we looking for? We're looking for the height. So sorry, time. And u equals to 0, so we can remove this because it's equal to 0. So we have h equals to half gt squared. Now to look for time, what do you do? So we can simply say this is 1 over 2. So if you bring 1 over 2 here, we're going to get t squared equals to h over half g. So what do you get? You're going to get h equal to half g, simply means g over 2, which gives us 2h over g, because h over g divided by 2 equals to h divided by g over 2, which gives you h times 2 over g. So we have 2h over g. Now t equals to the square root of 2h over g. So which gives us square root of 2h. What is 2? What is h? 45. 2 times 45 over 10. So we have 90 divided by 10, the square root. So 90 divided by 10 is 9. And the square root of 9 will give you what? Class, square root of 9 is 3. So that should be option C. So option C was correct in that question. So please take note. The next question says that a machine has a velocity ratio of 4. If it requires velocity ratio of 4, if it requires 800 newton to overcome a load, as effort is 800 newton, a load of, so load is 1600 newtons. What is the efficiency? What is the efficiency? Now, how do you look for efficiency? Efficiency equals to mechanical advantage. Efficiency equals to mechanical advantage over velocity ratio times 100. Now, what is mechanical advantage? Mechanical advantage is load over effort. So load over effort is what? 1600 divided by 800. So that gives us 2. So the mechanical advantage is 2. So we have 2 divided by, what's velocity ratio there? 4. 4 times 100. So we're going to get half of 100 gives you what? 50%. So the efficiency of the machine is 50%. So let's quickly go on to the next question. Hope you are following, and if you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe to this channel and like this video, and don't forget to share with your friends that are taking the Jamb exam. Also, don't forget to drop a nice comment in the comment section, and let me know how this video has been helpful to you. So let's continue. It says if the stress on a wire is 10⁻⁷ Newton per meter square, and the wire is stretched from its original length of 10 centimeter to 10.05 centimeter, the Young modulus of the wire is dash. Now, how do you look for Young modulus? Young modulus equal to stress over strain. Now, stress is force over area, although they gave us stress in this question. Now, strain is what? Extension over original length. Now, in this question, they told us about extension, that the wire moved from 10.05 to 0.5. Now, how do you do that? So let's do it. Let's really go. Extension 10 point. What is the extension? 10.05 minus 10.0. Extension is the degree of deformation. So that is length, final length minus initial length. Hope you understand. But this guy is original length, L1. So original length is 10. So 10.05 minus 10.00 gives you 0.05 divided by 10. So if you point out your calculator, what should you get? 10 divided by 10, you're going to get 5 times 10 raised to the power minus 3. So our strain is 5 times 10 raised to the power minus 3. So please take note. So strain is extension over original length, while stress is force over area. So we're giving stress here, so we need to look for it. So stress is what? 10 raised to the power 7 divided by strain 5 times 10 raised to the power minus 3. So what do you do next? You have 10 raised to the power 7. So if you bring your minus 3 over, you're going to get plus 3 divided by 5. So you're going to get Young modulus rather equals to 10 raised to the power 10 divided by 5. Now, but that's not the way the options were written. So what do you do? So you're going to do 10 times 10 raised to the power 9. The same thing as 10 raised to the power 10, because 10 raised to the power, so 10 is 1 times 10 raised to the power 1. So if you add it to 10 raised to the power 9, you're going to get 1 times 10 raised to the power 10, which is 10 raised to the power 10. So you're going to get 10 times 10 raised to the power 9 equal divided by 5. I want to be able to divide it. That's why I brought it out like this. So 10 divided by 5, it gives you 2. So you're going to get Young modulus equals to 2 times 10 raised to the power 9. Although you can do it like this on your calculator. Just do 10 raised to the power 7. Just write 7 zeros. 1 million here. So is it 1 million? No. It will be 10 million. So as 7 zeros. So 10 million divided by 5 times 10 raised to the power minus 3. You can do it like that on your calculator. But I just prefer doing it like this so I not go and make mistake. For instance, I think there's 10 raised to the power 8 in the option. So if you don't do it very well, you may get option D and you are wrong. Hope you understand. So how you can just try to learn the laws of indices and get option D as the correct answer. So 2 times 10 to the power 9 is the correct answer. Then number 40 question says that at what respective values of x, y, and z would the unit of force, the Newton, dimensionally equivalent to m raised to the power l, l raised to the power y, and t raised to the power z. Now they want us to impute the value of x, y, and z here. Now I did a video on dimensional analysis. So you can go to this channel. It's on this channel. I explained dimensional analysis in depth. Now, what is force? Okay, they said force. Force is mass times acceleration. So the dimension for mass is m. The dimension for acceleration is lt minus 2. Why? Because acceleration is velocity over time, and velocity is displacement over time. So it means we are going to have displacement over time square. So which gives us meter per second. The dimension for meter is length, and dimension for seconds is time. So you have L over t square, which is LT minus 2. So what do we do next? So we have the dimension for force as MLT minus 2. I taught extensively how to derive dimensions, and I gave I think about 3 shortcuts So you can just go and watch that video. Now we have mlt raised to the power minus 2. So we are going to impute s is what here? So s is 1. S is 1. What is y? Y is L is raised to the power 1 too also. So y is 1. Then t is minus 2. Sorry, z is minus 2 because t raised to the power minus 2, t raised to the power z. So we have 1, 1, and minus 2. Please always look at the option very well. So option B is correct in that scenario. So because we have M1, L1, T minus 2. Hope you get 2. Option B is the correct option. So with that, we're going to call it a day. I hope you have learned something new today, and try to practice more questions like this, solve more examples. I've given you some shortcuts, some formulas and all that. Try to memorize them, and I hope you jotted them down. And please don't forget to share this video with your friends that are also taking the Jamb exam. Let them also blast the Jamb exam. I wish you success in the end. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I'll be dropping more contents like this. And what do you want me to do next? What video do you want me to do next? Do you want me to do on chemistry, or still repeat physics, or do me biology or English? Just let me know in the comment section, because I'm going to be creating content like this because the Jamb exam is fast approaching. So you can use it as a means of revising and also cover a lot of topics that you may have likely skipped. Alright, so that will be all for this video. As usual, I will always say that don't forget to keep reading till you become the book. I remain the one and only Dr. Jeremiah, and I will see you in the next video.